politics. Let's get right to it. As the Falcons beat the Eagles 22-21 on Monday Night Football. If not for a Saquon Barkley drop under 2 minutes in the game in the red zone, the Eagles would have not even scored the game-winning touchdown. They would have just drained out the clock. The game would have been over. They would have been victorious by a final score of 18-15. Instead, they have Saquon drop it. They have to kick the field goal, go up 21-15. They leave a minute and a half for Kirk Cousins, fresh off of an Achilles tear, and yet he gets the job done. Kirk Cousins gets his first victory as a member of the Atlanta Falcons. And so, Kevin, I'm going to toss it back to you, but what did you think about Saquon's drop? Because you got a miserable Cowboys fan in the comments named Rob saying Zeke would have caught it. And so that's a hell of a comment. But aside from that, Kevin, just what did you think of this game overall?
You know, you could say Zeke could have caught it, but I know what he would have done. He should have ran it, just straight handoff. And like Shaun said, milk the clock. We were running the ball very well throughout the whole game. I don't know why we decided to do it. It's a ballsy play. But then I'm the same guy sitting here on the first drive saying, fuck yeah, Kellen, 4th and 4, put your dick on the table. So you have to look at it because there's a lot of fans that love the going for it, the Dan Campbell fans of the world. And it bit the Lions when it mattered the most. They could kick field goals, but they went for it on 4th. We passed the ball. He walks to a first down. He runs the ball. Can he get 4 yards? Who knows? But for the fact that Jalen Hurts is now going to get dragged through the mud is insane because it should have never been in that situation. A lot of people are going to say A.J. Brown's hurt. We can't do nothing. And I'm going to agree. The Britton Covey experiment needs to stop. For him to be the wide receiver 3 was very, very news breaking me because I thought it was going to be Paris Campbell. I thought there would be a lot of other options. The Wilson guy from Florida State. I thought there were going to be a lot of other options to go at wide receiver 3. But for us to go Britton Covey and for us to go to him so often, and you have to realize he's playing in the slot. So you're taking away snaps from Smitty in the slot to put in Britton Covey. I get it. We're hurt. I just don't understand why we were doing that. On the secondary standpoint, we couldn't get any pressure. Jason Kelsey, Eagles legend, was saying it. The Falcons O-line dominated the front. The Eagles were able to get in there and force a couple big plays every now and then, but Kirk Cousins was able to sit back there and dot us up. And Kirk Cousins missed a lot of throws that would have been big-time touchdowns. So we're seeing the same things we saw last year, missed tackles. We have countless amount of missed tackles. And our secondary just not figuring it out. When we dropped that pass and we had to kick a field goal, I was like, you know what? I'm having deja vu. I'm sitting at what's the bar, Shaun, right in front of Golden One? To the left, the sports bar.
The right to the left. I mean, there is Punch Bowl Social. There's Tom's.
I went to Tom's.
Okay, that's brand new.
Okay, so I went to Tom's. I'm sitting there, kick a field goal. Drew Lock. Seahawks fans everywhere. I'm looking to my left, looking to my right. Y'all niggas about to be. Excuse my language. Y'all dudes about to be hot. Because Drew Lock, interception, fumble. He's going to Drew Lock. He attacks Drew Bradbury once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. 5th time is a touchdown. So we've seen this before. Why would we risk putting our defense back on the field? Our defense has, like Toddy likes to say, has not stopped the nosebleed. What made us feel confident enough to say, you know what? Go back out there. Vic fans, y'all got this. First 3 plays of the drive, Kirk doesn't even get touched. We're sitting everybody back. We're having Quinyon Mitchell, who had a great game, blew a coverage at the end for Darnell Mooney to get that touchdown and move it to the 12-yard line. There's a lot of things that I could sit here and pound my desk about and be upset about. I'm not mad at Jalen Hurts. Like I said, this should have never come down to Jalen Hurts having to lead us down the field with 40 seconds left. Saquon catches it and somersaults, backflips, 360 cartwheel into the to the first down. No one's there. He's just got to get it, first down, fall. Game's over. Or option B, hand the ball off and just let him run for the 4 yards and shit. If he gets 3, we're going for it. There are so many times where I feel like we didn't get the run going in the red zone. We're pretending like we still have A.J. Brown. Everyone knows Devontae is the number one option. Dallas Goedert was basically non-existent in this game, so that hurt us a lot. Everyone was screaming Jahan Dotson. His first pass went for 6 yards, and I was ready to go. I was like, it's coming. He's doing his thing, and he didn't do much for us. But end all, be all, a lot of good things to take, a lot of bad things to take. An offense that scored 10 points last week outscored us, and that's hard to say. Not being a hater, but Kirk Cousins does look 100% healthy to me, and that even makes it worse.
Toddy, you look like you got something to say.
Oh, man. The team that only scored 10 points last week. Let's give some. We got to give some props to the Steelers. The Steelers defense looks like the '85 Bears. Told Kevin that earlier today on the phone. T.J. Watt looks just like a man amongst boys. So I was like, don't be fooled because Kirk Cousins went up against T.J. Watt, Patrick Queen, and all those guys. Don't be afraid because I'm like, y'all defense is nowhere near the Steelers defense. All right. We saw a lack of pressure from that D-line. The secondary is still broken. We saw it last week in Brazil. I guess they thought since it was in a different country, things were going to come back. They weren't going to, guys wouldn't be running wide open, I guess, at the link. That wasn't going to happen because they were in a different country last week. I thought Kirk Cousins looked poised. Usually on Monday Night Football, he's not very, he's very rattled. So I would understand why, Eagles, a lot of people were betting the Eagles. I saw 90% of the money on the Eagles. Oh, my God, Vegas.
Hey, everyone on this panel picked the Eagles. Kevin made that very clear in today's graphic. Everyone.
It didn't look cool with all the small heads, and I was like, everybody is fucking dope. So from now on, if we all ever do that, I feel like everybody was dope. So I tried the 4 heads, and I was like, yeah, bro, this isn't going to work. So.
And Toddy, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but one thing I did want to mention as a follow-up to your comment about Kirk Cousins on Monday Night Football is Joe Buck dropped this stat at the very end of the broadcast that Kirk Cousins lost his first 9 games on Monday Night Football and has since won 4 out of 5. So he's redeemed himself.
Let's go, Kirk. The Falcons paid a lot of money for this guy. The Falcons, who I was high on, I thought they would win their division, who are in the same division with the Saints. We'll talk about them a little later. But on the additions of what they did, Darnell Mooney was a guy who I've mentioned on this podcast, like, hey, let's not sleep on this guy. He's another guy that we'll kind of have to start talking about. Saw a lot of Ray McLeod today. He was getting targets for being a 49er. He was getting a lot of targets. Kyle Pitts was, he showed up
wearing a fucking Randall Cunningham jersey, bro. Yeah, he was shitting on us. He was trolling us.
Who did?
Ray McLeod showed up wearing. He showed up wearing a Randall Cunningham jersey.
Yeah.
After the game, I thought it was a running back, seeing number 34.
Yeah. So I just thought Kirk he looked poised, especially on that last drive. I thought he went 5 out of 6 for 70 yards on the last drive. Drake London was making plays. Obviously, he caught the game-winning touchdown. Bijan Robinson is trying to make his case for being a top 5 running back. I just think this Falcons team is very put together on offense now that they have a quarterback, considering last year they literally had a guy who is not on a team right now in Desmond Ridder, and you get a complete upgrade in Kirk Cousins, a guy who kind of knows what he's doing, seasoned vet, been to the playoffs, thrown for 4,000 yards, multiple seasons. So it's kind of like it's literally apples, or it's just night and day with Kirk Cousins and Desmond Ridder. And you get a new coach in Raheem Morris, who guys like Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan have raved about on them constantly saying that he should be a head coach one day in this league. So I feel like the defense was already kind of taken care of because I thought the Falcons' defense was making plays throughout the game, getting key stops. But this offense had the players. They literally just needed the quarterback to plug in and just make everything go. So I think it's very this is not something that's going to go away for the Eagles. I think the secondary is just something that they drafted, they try to get guys back, but I feel like this is something that is going to be a problem for them going down the line.
All right, Kaz, you've had a moment to compose yourself. Maybe you got another shot on deck, but let's hear it. What did you think about the Falcons winning 22-21 on Monday Night Football?
I'll say it. Hurts got to do more. I'll say it. I don't care. Got to do more.
Go for 180.
Bro.
And I mean,
I'm sorry.
That's what Sway was saying on Instagram too to Kevin, as he said, "You're not mad at his poor decision making, Kaz. You obviously are."
I'm pissed.
Can't stare down AJ Brown if he's hurt.
No. First off, I understand it's not just on him, but dog, if I'm gonna consider him to be a top 5 guy, make top 5 plays, dog. As in, you all need a decision maker. Again, looking at total yards, passing 179 on the Philadelphia side, 233 from a fucking alien Kirk Cousins. On top of that, Bijan going for the rushing attack going for 152, but Bijan for a big part of that. They destroyed us on offense. The Atlanta Falcons on offense destroyed the Philadelphia Eagles, who have a high-powered offense. We have a top 3 O-line, so we thought, right? Who was saying in week 1 that Atlanta had a top 5 O-line? Who? Nobody. But they were saying we did, right? Because Saquon's performance. Okay? So there's that. Then you have the passing attack. 179 yards to the air. Dog, I'll take this L. I still believe in my guy, but I'm not going to make an excuse for this bullshit. Fuck that. It's year 5. Fuck that.
Does AJ Brown help this team in any type of way?
No. AJ does. AJ does, but again, I tweeted it earlier. I'm going to say it again. If you need a team to have everything go perfectly for you to win, you're not a fucking good team. I'll say it again. If you need your team to do everything perfectly to win, you're not a good team. Good teams find a way to win out the mud, not when things get handled. You know what I'm saying? Like Saquon 150 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns, and AJ Brown 180 yards. No. Nobody does that. So I'm gonna say it. Now I'm not putting it all on Jalen Hurts. That's my guy. I think he's a great player. I think that Philadelphia has been fortunate enough for a couple years to have your defense bail you out and give the offense the opportunity to score again when we fuck up. Well, now tonight it didn't work. It almost worked. It almost did, because guess what? If we would have got to that first down and converted, we probably kick a 56-yard field goal, whatever, and win. And nobody talks about this loss at all. But it didn't happen. Why? Because our offense couldn't put up shit. The numbers are right there. We had the same issue we had 2 years ago. Same problem. All these weapons, you don't know how to fucking use them. I don't think that Devonta Smith needed AJ Brown to get what he needed to do. No, I don't. I think that too much pressure was put on Jalen Hurts, and we had Saquon destroying this defense on the ground, and we stopped. What did the Falcons do? They didn't stop with Bijan. Bijan outperformed Saquon tonight. I'm not saying Bijan's a shitty running back. He's not. He's a phenomenal running back. We know that. He outperformed. Bijan, hey, he made a lot of people some money tonight. You know what I'm saying? But I cannot ignore the fact that if you're a good fucking team, we're all, you know what I'm saying, like mid-20s, and I'm in my 30s, obviously, you know what I'm saying? I'm the old head, right? We've witnessed Tom Brady and a Peyton Manning do this shit all the time, right? Be back against the wall and come back and win games, right? If you're a top quarterback, you got to do that, bro. I'm sorry. You got to do that. You got to fucking do it, bro. You got to do it. Now, on the other end of it, again, it's not all Jalen Hurts, but at the same time, we put up fucking 22 points. 21. Look at our offense. Do we need AJ Brown to win? We need fucking 9 Pro Bowlers to win? That's not a good thing, dog. You need 19,000 Pro Bowlers to win? Come on, man. That's not good. I'm gonna admit it. It's not good. It's not good, man. It's not. Look at the Chargers. The Chargers have no receivers. They're 2-0. Yeah, they played the Panthers. Yeah, they played whoever they played week 1. It doesn't matter.
The Raiders.
The Raiders. The Raiders just beat the fuck out of the goddamn Ravens. You see what I'm saying? And I tweeted that today. I tweeted today.
Coaching matters.
It matters. And Sirianni is not living to the hype. And Kellen Moore, he gets a bye. It's 1 week, whatever. But, dog, 179 passing yards with the fucking franchise QB and 186 rushing yards that barely overshadowed the fucking Falcons when we had 2 prime rushers, which is Saquon and goddamn muffin Jalen Hurts. That's not good enough, dog. If Jalen Hurts was Lamar Jackson, I understand that. But we're talking about Jalen Hurts being this good passing quarterback. I'm not sold on, or I'm not saying that Jalen Hurts isn't that guy, but this game was not a good example of that. No, it was not. It was not. It was not at all. It was not. It just wasn't. I'm sorry. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I've seen a lot of opportunities, and a lot of it's on Kellen Moore. A lot of it's on Nick Sirianni. I do understand that. But, dude, Jalen, you get drafted, okay? You ride the pine. Then second year, you replace Carson Wentz. Third year, Super Bowl. Last year, we had a fucking plummet after we won 10-1, and now it's year 5, dog. What more do we need? What? No, seriously. Pick any other fucking team and give them the same roster. What more do we fucking need? What do we need? You tell me.
We're about to have some friendly fire, dog. You're going in like we lost 28-0. I mean, yeah, we can sit here and blame Jalen Hurts, but if we're gonna blame the blamer, he doesn't call the plays.
True. You're
gonna say Nick Sirianni's not living up to the hype.
Toddy
says it every week. Nick doesn't do anything.
He doesn't.
So because Kellen calls a pass play, we're gonna sit here and say Nick's not doing his job. Nick doesn't call plays. That's what everyone was running for, was Nick to not call plays. So Kellen Moore calls a pass play, and 45 minutes later, we're sitting here blaming Nick Sirianni. There's a lot of blame to go around. Jalen could have checked it at the line. Kellen shouldn't have called that play. That doesn't happen. It doesn't matter what Kirk does. So you're sitting here going in on us like 3 yards changed everything. One play call changed everything, because even if we run it and we get 4 yards and we get 3, what are we going to do? We're not going to kick a field goal. We're going to push it, get the 1 yard.
Right.
So, I mean, it sucks. It's fresh. It just happened. We're going to be all right, Cass.
No, we'll be okay. I'm confident in that. I'm not saying the season's over. No, Kev. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is I'm not looking at this stat line I'm looking at right now and going, we're fine. No. I'm tired of seeing bitch-ass motherfuckers like Brock Purdy. Sorry, you guys. I'm going to call it what it is. Having a field day every fucking week for a whole season, and you're Mr. Relevant. Is Jalen Hurts Mr. Relevant? No, he's not. Shit on these niggas, bro. I'm sorry. My bad. Shit on them. I'm gonna call it what it is. Shit on them. You got a top receiving core in the league, man. Now, granted, you're right. It is not all on him. He's not calling the plays. It's Kellen Moore, whatever, yada yada. But I'm saying, if I see another, that's 3 ints already, bro. 3 already. Okay. The only thing that makes this blow lessen is the fact that Dak threw 2 yesterday. If Dak don't do 2 yesterday, this is a problem for me. This is a problem. Because now Dak got no ints, okay? And Jalen got 3 and a loss on top of the 3. So therefore, I'm like, you know what? At the end of the game, I want to see somebody make a good play on an int, not that. That wasn't a good play. It was just a bad fucking throw. All in all, it was just terrible. It was bad to seal the game. I can't look anywhere else and go, damn, who didn't do wrong? Smitty didn't. I will never say Smitty never ran the wrong route. I've seen what he's done since college into the pros. Smitty never runs the wrong route. Smitty will never in my life, until I see it, be the issue when it comes to a final play, ever. We can blame Kellen Moore, which is fair. But we have multiple opportunities to win that game. Does Tom Brady make the throw? Does Peyton Manning make the throw? Possibly so. And that's what I'm saying. It's week 2. Mistakes happen. It is what it is. We also didn't play preseason, so therefore we might still be working out some kinks when it comes to that. But I'm going to ride with Jalen Hurts all fucking day. I really will. Because I don't think he's done or he's just a terrible quarterback. But give him that performance, 21-22, dog, we have an offense that should be put up 28 a game, no problem. Come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, really? What more do we need?
For the sake of time, we're going to just keep going, but I'm going to let you know. My bad. No, he made the throw, Cass. Saquon didn't make the catch. That's all.
That one, no, you're right. No, that one's true. That one's true. It was the one after that one.
If that happens, whole different story.
Yeah.
Well,
real
quickly.
Oh no, I love Hurts. I'm gonna say I love Hurts. I love Schmitty. But goddamn, bro. This was just a weird one today. Toddy, quit smiling. Quit smirking. I hate it.
Well, real quickly before we do move on, we have a question from one of our YouTube viewers who has also been a panelist on the show before, our friend Khalil, who says, I got a question. Were you saying this last week at Kazi? And he said this during your whole statement. But because Khalil also added, because he played just as shitty last week. And so Khalil just wants to know, were you saying this last week, Kaz?
No, I'm honest, man. I wasn't saying. I said last week we're working with the Kings, whatever, yada yada, this and that. I did say that last week. I did. I said he'll be fine. And even in my fucking week 2 picks are trash this week. My God, so bad.
Yeah, me too.
So fucking bad, dude. So bad, man. But regardless of that, I was like, we're gonna blow them out by like fucking. I think it's like 20 or something like that. End up losing 22-21. Like last week, I thought, bro, I was wrong. I'll say I was wrong. I was dead wrong. Jalen Hurts did not look. You know who looked good tonight? I'll tell you, Devonta Smith and Saquon. They look like some ballers tonight. Nobody else on the offense. Nobody else. I'm gonna say what it was. I'm not saying that's gonna be the whole season, but no discredit to Devonta Smith and definitely none to Saquon. Keep running the goddamn ball. They can't stop him. Why is Kenny Gainwell in the game? We've already done that for 3 years straight. We took care of Miles Sanders and DeAndre Swift, and now Saquon. Why? Feed him.
To that comment, playing shitty last week is kind of insane. We're gonna sit here and say 278 and 33 rushing yards isn't good.
Kevin, you gave up 400 yards total last week.
He said Jalen Hurts played shitty. That comment had nothing to do with the Eagles. That shit said Jalen Hurts. And I bet his favorite quarterback, his team, didn't put up them stats. You're going to say he played shitty because of 2 plays?
That's right, Kev. Defend your quarterback.
It's the truth.
Hey, yo, somebody real quick in my chat said, Kruger said, looking like Matt Patricia calling defensive plays at the end. There was a lot. There was a lot.
Come
I
on,
get it.
Rick.
But we'll move on. We'll move on. I know for time's sake, but I'll say this, Kruger. They only put up 22. That's not a high scoring game, dog. The under hit big time. So it ain't like they just were shitting on us on offense and our defense is trash. We made plays, but our offense didn't do shit outside of Saquon and Devonta Smith for what they did. I'm sorry.